Boom. All right, cool. All right, guys. So what's going on? So, okay. So the very first thing to talk about is UGC. I mean, UGC is the biggest thing we talk about just because UGC is one of the fastest ways to make money online. So how do you do it? What's the first step? And what should you do if you're brand new and you've never done this? Well, first of all, I got to answer the question, what is UGC? Because a lot of times people come in and they don't even know what UGC is. Appreciate the love and the hearts. And UGC is simply this. It's user generated content. So what that means is it's a video coming from a everyday user like you. A lot of times I'm asked, do you have to have a following? Do you have to have a huge account? Do you got to be one of these influencers? You got to have thousands and thousands of followers to start doing UGC? The answer is simply no. I started this account brand new. It's less than 1,000 followers, by the way. And I have made lots and lots of money doing UGC. Now, I was a content creator before that and everything else, but there are plenty of examples of people that have started UGC with 0 followers. I'm talking about lots of Gen X people, talking about, Gen Zs. I mean, you all already have account stuff. You've been in the social media game for a while, but you do understand that you don't need it. So let me turn those grids off. I had grids. No one's gonna call me out for the grids I had on my on my thing going on. So, but in any case, so yeah, you don't need following. You don't have to be good at social media, as in you're posting every day and you have this large following or anything. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to be able to be on camera like this, talk about a product, and you can do UGC. What are the best ways to get started with UGC? And by the way, while people coming in and stuff, if you got questions, drop them in the chat. This is the time to drop them in the chat because I'm going to be here for the next hour or so, just answering questions, helping people out and stuff. I'm live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So if you guys want to go over there, it's Creator Side Hustle on YouTube. That's where I'm at right now. So I've just started that. I have that channel, but I'm just starting to post over there and stuff as well. We're talking about doing some long form content and then making shorts out of it. So you'll see all that over here as well. But in any case, what is the best way to start with UGC? What is the best platform to get on? How do I start making money right away? Well, I tell everybody the same thing every single time I talk to anybody. I coach anybody. I am a coach, by the way. I coach in Arbel's community, C5, but I always recommend starting with Fiverr. Now, that is, some coaches don't like that answer. Some people do like that answer. I'm one of the ones that like that answer. And I'm going to explain why I think you should start with Fiverr. It's super simple. Fiverr today is different than what it was 3 years ago when I started. 3 years ago when I started, I would get jobs right away. And that was a good reason to start on Fiverr anyways. Today, it is a little bit different. There are some people that have success starting with Fiverr and immediately posting a gig and immediately start getting orders in. But a lot of times, to be completely honest with you, it does take a little bit to get in the algorithm and start getting seen by brands and stuff. So this is why I say start on Fiverr, because you want to go ahead and start getting your gigs brewing in the algorithm. So when you're doing other things in other areas, those gigs are working for you too. See, a lot of times you'll go start somewhere else. And I've seen this with a lot of creators, by the way. A lot of good friends that are my creator friends in UGC that are super successful outside of Fiverr, they'll get successful outside of Fiverr and then try to come into Fiverr. And then they don't have the time or they don't feel like waiting and stuff, or they don't want to do the price game over on Fiverr, because there is a little bit of a game when you first start out over there, especially because you're a new seller versus like a pro top rated seller like myself. The pricing is a little different in how you have to upsell yourself and stuff over there. They'll kind of just drop it and give up on it because they feel like it's too much work. They don't have time to mess with it. They don't want to wait on it. They're tired of people messaging them, trying to scam them. So I always say start with Fiverr, because you're going to make your gigs and then you're going to let them brew while you're going to X, while you're going to Join Brands, while you're going to Incense and all these other platforms that you can go and start and pretty much immediately getting jobs on. But with Fiverr, you do need to give it that time to brew and stuff. So that's my biggest reason to do that. And also the other thing is, when you start gigs on Fiverr, you're going to have to make intro videos. You're going to have to make example videos for those intro videos and stuff. So you're going to go ahead and start making videos for your portfolio. So when you go to X and you go applying for jobs and stuff, you're going to have example videos to be able to use on there. Or you can go to Join Brands and all these other places too to get your example videos as well, because the Join Brands is probably, from my understanding, and I don't use Join Brands a lot. I don't do the whole outreach thing anymore. I'm to the place where I don't have to, but Join brands is pretty easy to get jobs on starting out, but they were really low paying jobs, to be completely honest with you. So you just kind of got to pick and choose there. I need to link up with you in the community. What's going on, Digital? Yeah, man. We're definitely, you talking about UFA community? Yeah, we're feel free to link up, tag me in any posts or anything like that you got. If you need help with something like an intro video or just any questions or anything like that, if you tag me, that's going to be the easiest way to get in contact with me. I would say DM me, but I get lost. I have so many messages in my DMs that get lost really easy. But that's the thing. And if you guys are wondering, like, community, what community are we talking about? So UFA, it's a community that we're a part of, that I'm an admin in, a coach in and stuff. And it's Arbel's community. It's UFA, Arbel Chemic, Freelance Big Sis. We have over, I think we're close to 4,000 members in the community in there, if I remember correctly. And we have lots of success stories in there, just because we have a lot of people that become top-rated, pro-rated sellers, people that have made hundreds of thousands of dollars, people that have been on the billboard in New York Times Square that are in our community. We just literally had a community event at the Fiverr's headquarters where a select group of people were invited, and it was a live community event day or some, like, you know, some things like that. I was invited. I couldn't go, unfortunately, but it was, you know, Arbel is like community leader for the United States for Fiverr there. It's like Arbel's community is pretty awesome, and Digital, he's in that community. And what is it? It's a Fiverr community. It's something that it's a community and a course. So Arbel has a course that you pretty much walk you through how to get seen on Fiverr, how to set Fiverr up and everything else like that. Digital, he's a part of that as well. I'm a part of it again. And you pretty much have everything from start to finish on how to do Fiverr, how to set it up, how to get it going, and everything else. All the course material are videos, by the way. That's none of it's like PDF or anything like that. So that's what Digital is talking about. That's why the only reason why I threw it out there. If you guys have questions about that or anything, make sure you drop them in the chat, not the comments. Drop them in the chat, and I'll answer any questions about that. But what are some other ways we can make money? Because again, one of my things is, I truly, truly, truly believe in multiple streams of income. I don't think you should put any of all your eggs in one basket, right? You shouldn't be all in on Fiverr. You shouldn't be all in on X. You shouldn't be all in on this, that, or the other. You need to diversify your income, so when something happens to one of them, you're still good to go to figure it out until you get a new stream of income coming in to replace whatever you lost. You know, I'm 37 years old, I think. And this is just something that I started thinking about 6 years ago when I started YouTube. And I think any 30-year-old, anybody that's in anything, you should have multiple streams of income. I tell people this all the time that work a 9 to 5, right? So maybe you're in here right now and you just work a 9 to 5 and you're like, well, I don't really need it. I'm super, you know, satisfied with what I do. I've been in my company for 15 years. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm high up in seniority, blah, 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 blah. What happens if the company does go under? What happens if they do ship some of your jobs overseas? What happens if you do wake up and not have a job tomorrow? That is a really, really real situation that happens to Americans and people every single day. The job they thought they were super secure in is no longer secure. It's gone. Poof, disappeared just like that. And I tell people all the time, it's like, don't allow yourself to get in a situation where you're panicking and stressed. There's one thing, like, don't get me wrong, like when I was driving a truck and if I would have lost my job, I would have still been stressed, but I wouldn't have been so stressed that I would have been like freaking out stressed, right? I'd have been upset. I'd have been a little irritated, but I'd have known I'd had multiple streams of income coming in. So it is what it is. We're good to go. We'll keep on pushing and we'll figure it out. And that would have just been my sign to go all in on content at that time. So I always tell people, especially if you're in your 30s and stuff, to make sure you're doing, you know, multiple streams of income. There's no reason not to. What are some ways to do multiple streams of income? There's so many different ways. So one way is this, and we'll talk about this for a second, is affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is super simple. A lot of people make it so much more difficult than it needs to be. Affiliate marketing is simply just using affiliate links. I'm not talking about blowing up people's emails and this, that, and the other. No, I'm talking about just like creating a video, and pretty much TikTok shop is affiliate marketing, right? Because you're making a video, you're getting it tagged, someone goes and buy it, you get a portion. That's affiliate marketing. For YouTube, anybody that's over watching on YouTube side, that's essentially the same thing. You're going to link an Amazon product in your YouTube description, and somebody goes and buys it, and then you get a kickback from that. That's affiliate marketing. It's as simple as that. That's the very first income I made when I started my content creator journey 6 years ago, was affiliate marketing, because I made YouTube videos, and I simply just, in the description, tag the products I talked about, tag the products I used, right? So like, a lot of people, a lot of time ask me, hey, what camera are you using? What mic are you using? What are these lights? How did you get these colors behind you? So I just started tagging that stuff in my YouTube description, and Lord behold, people started buying it, because they were just like, people wanted to be like what I was doing, or doing what I was doing, streamers, gamers, content creators and stuff. And they're like, hey, we like what you're doing. We like your gear. We like your camera. How do I get it? There you go. There's a link for it. Boom, started making money. That's one stream of income. And the cool thing about affiliate marketing, especially like if you're doing evergreen content, is what I call it. Now this, I'm going a little deep on you guys here for a second. It's YouTube evergreen content. You have put a video out that is going to live forever, and it's always going to get views, and it's always going to get clicks. I have multiple videos like that. You're going to get affiliate income from those videos for years to come. Don't believe me? I can show you videos on my YouTube channel right now that have been up for 4 years. I still get views to this day, and I still make money off of them. Not just in views, since I'm a YouTube partner now, so I make ad revenue off of it, but I'm still getting affiliate clicks and buys off those products in my description. That's evergreen content. That's a stream of income that's almost just repeating. It's almost, what's the freaking word? I can't remember the word, but you know what I'm saying. It's when you make something and it just continues to make your income. That's one stream of income you can do. The other thing is, like I just said, it is if you're on TikTok or if you're on YouTube, it's becoming a partner of some sorts. Like with YouTube, I know for facts, if you're doing YouTube long form contents, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours in 365 days, you start getting paid for your views. You start getting paid ad revenue. Now, that ad revenue isn't much. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to make a killing off of it. But the point is, it's another stream of income. So let's talk about what we just said. And I've been on here for 15 minutes. I've mentioned 3 reliable streams of income. Fiverr, I'm not going to flick y'all off. Affiliate marketing and AdSense for YouTube and TikTok. If you get to those views and you get to the follower count and stuff, and somebody watches it for over 60 seconds. What's another one that you can do? Well, if you're doing content, if you're doing UGC, or if you're making YouTube videos, it's going to be brand deals. This is another one you can do. Brand deals are something that people think you have to have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers to do. Guys, let me tell you something. This brand right here on my hat, this is my brand. It's Pew's Review. I started getting brand deals at 3,000 subscribers. I have Elgato, the streaming company, sponsors my YouTube channel, and I have less than 10,000 subscribers. I'm a partner with Avert Media. I have HyperX that sends me equipment. Now, I literally have a box that has 2 different mics and a headset in it from HyperX. And I get brand deals, not all the time, but often enough where I have less than 10,000 subscribers, and I have made, I can't even tell you how much money off all those brand deals. Because it's just, when I get them, they're there and they pay very well. Most of my videos on my YouTube channel aren't brand deals. That's a couple of reasons. One is brands don't pay me that much. And 2 is I don't actually want every single video to be a brand deal video on my YouTube channel, just because I don't want my audience to think that it's just a big money scheme thing coming into me. I want my audience to be able to trust what they see and understand that, hey, 80% is mine, and then the other 20% might be brand deals to pay my bills. So in any case, that is another one. What's going on? Residual. Yes, residual is one of them. There's another word for it, but yes, residual income is one of them. Passive, that's it. Yeah, digital, that's it right there. That's the one I was saying is passive. And is that means they're going to be forever on those videos? Probably not, to be completely honest with you. But for 4 years running, that's pretty dang passive if you ask me. So now we talked about Fiverr, we talked about affiliate marketing, we've talked about AdSense for TikTok and YouTube, and brand deals. I mean, I have those 4 incomes coming in right now. That's 4. I'm not done. We're going to talk about my income streams today. If you guys got questions about all that and stuff, you feel free to drop in the chat, and I'll let you know how you get started on it, how to do it, or anything you have questions about that, feel free to ask me. A lot of people don't know the inside story of how I make all my streams of income, and I'm going to tell you, you get to learn them right here and right now. That's pretty good, by the way. Okay, so another stream of income I have coming in for myself is Amazon influencer. So you got Amazon affiliate, but then you have Amazon influencer. Two totally different things. Is it affiliate? No, not really, because affiliate is link funneling back to a platform to buy something. The viewer is already on the platform on Amazon influencer. I make a pretty good amount off of just that platform alone, and I have well over 1,000 videos on there now, and I make several thousands a month, every single month, off of Amazon alone, Amazon influencer alone. And what that simply means is, if you go to buy something on Amazon right now and you go to the video section and where the pictures are and stuff, and you see my face, the majority of you watching this know what I'm talking about. There's videos there. A lot of times you look at the top left-hand corner, you'll see, viewer earns commission or something like that. That's me. That's because you're watching it. I'm telling you about it. I'm showing you some things about it. And then if you buy it, I get kickback from it. It's kind of affiliate, but you're already on the platform. So it's just a kickback for me for kind of pushing you into buying it the rest of the way. There are certain requirements to get into that program and stuff like that, depending on what platforms you're on and stuff. I will tell you, if you're a YouTuber, it is actually a little bit harder to get accepted into the Amazon influencer program as a YouTuber. I had over 2,000 subscribers when I did it, so I wasn't even an influencer until I hit that mark. TikTok and other platforms, it's based on engagement. So take that for what it's worth. The good thing is you can literally apply for being an Amazon influencer every single day. It doesn't hurt you. You could just start doing it. So as soon as you make an account, just apply every single day. And once you get in, you're in. You do have to create 3 videos and get approved to get in to make on-site commissions is what it's called. But once you do it, you're in forever, and you can get going with all that stuff. All right, so we got Amazon influencer. We have Amazon affiliate. We have brand deals. We have UGC, and then we have affiliate marketing. So there's 5 right there. Just gave you guys 5 of my streams of income. I'm not done. I have more streams of income. Another stream of income I have is actually, I'm a drone pilot. So I have a Part 107 drone license from the FAA that allows me to earn commercially flying my drone. So if I do a UGC video, just FYI, if you guys didn't know this, you're about to learn something. If you have a drone, you have to have a Part 107 if you use it in any content that earns you any kind of income. If you do not, it is against the FAA, it's against FAA regulations. You can be fined up to $55,000 and do jail time at very worst, and brands that use you can be fined as well. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of creators out there that kind of do it and they don't know that, but the FAA don't care if you don't know or not. If you get caught, you're done. Doesn't matter how small the drone is. If it flies in the air and you make money, you have to have an FAA license for that. 250 grams for a drone. You don't have to have a license if you're not making money. Just FYI there. So a lot of people have really small drones where they say, oh, well, it's just small, I don't need it. You're correct. You don't need a license if you're flying it for just recreational purposes, but if you're flying it for commercial purposes, if you make an Amazon influencer video on that drone and you do not have an FAA license and you show it flying and you show video footage of it and stuff, you can be fined from the FAA. You can lose your... You can get in a lot of trouble. Just FYI there, I don't play around with my business, so neither should you. Okay, that's why I need to link up with you. Yeah, definitely. I feel that. So that's what I do. And so I don't get a lot of jobs on that, but I am starting to get more jobs on that. So I just had my house painted. And I did a video of my house with my drone, and like a before and after, like a UGC style video. I showed the owner of the company. He bought that video from me. He was just like, "How much for your video?" And I was just like, $300, and you can use it for 3 months for ads, and then every every time he wants another 3 months, I'll charge him another $150. It's a win-win for me and him, because if he gets one job in 3 months off my video, he's going to make thousands and thousands of dollars. So the ROI on that's just absolutely ridiculous for him. I'm going to continue to make money every 3 months, pretty much passive income if he continues to use it and the video continues to perform for him. And I made that video just to kind of be able to write my house off as a tax, because I needed to show local businesses I have a drone, and it actually worked. And on top of that, I was hired by him to go out and shoot before and afters of a school that he painted. I have been hired by real estate agents to do before and after, or excuse me, shots of their house, so while they're trying to sell it and everything else. So that's a really good income. I charge $200 just to put my drone up in the air, not including usage rights, not including editing or anything like that. So it's a huge marketing behind drones and stuff like that if you take the time and get the licensing and stuff. So for like a before and after, like for the school I did, I only charged them $475. Honestly, I could have charged him close to $1,000, but I was trying to get in with him and continue to get work from him. So I could have definitely charged at least $600 up to $1,000 for that kind of a job. So just think about that. $1,000. The job was literally 2 miles from my house. I went out there for 45 minutes, flew around, came home, went back out there when they were done painting it, flew around, sent the video off to an editor for $75 so I didn't have to worry about it, and then just sent him the video. So literally an hour and a half of my time, and then I was done. And I made $475 off that job, technically $400 because I paid my editor $75 for it, but I could have possibly made $600 to $1,000 easily. So those are the types of things that you can do to start making income, to start doing more than just what you're doing online for social media, UGC, and all that as well. All right. So do I have other streams of income? I do. I have another stream of income. Guys, I don't play around with streams of income. If I can get a stream of income, I'll get it. I don't know if I can say it. It's not illegal, but it's not illegal, but I'll give you guys a hint. So, I'm being a little cautious here. I get a lot of stuff in for doing videos and stuff. What do I do with all that stuff? I'll let you guys figure that out. And that's all, cash. So that's a pretty good stream of income as well. So think about that too while you're getting all these different things in and stuff. I donate a lot of stuff though. I do a lot of donating and stuff to get tax write-offs for the end of the year and stuff, because I make a decent amount of money and have as much tax write-off as possible. So I do a lot of donating, Salvation Army, Goodwill, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I don't have any other streams of income coming in right now, but that's 7, I think. Yeah, so 7 streams of income coming in consistently. And then I do have other things that I do here and there and stuff like that, like affiliate marketing style things that I do get every now and again. But affiliate marketing is its own stream of income. I'm not going to go around. Now, I will say this. I guess technically I do have another stream of income because I use Fiverr as its own stream of income. But I do have I do have UGC deals that come into my inbox every single month. So UGC, so Fiverr is a stream of income in my personal opinion. Then UGC is another stream of income. So that's another stream. So I technically have 8 streams of income coming in every single month. That's a lot to keep up with now that I think about it. 8 streams of income, holy crap. So, but yeah, so when I say that, I mean, like at my inbox, I have UGC deals. I have brands that work with me every single month. At this rate with all the AI people selling my image for AI, I'm about to start counting that as another stream of income, because every single month at this point, it seems like I'm getting paid because somebody stole my identity or something online, and I sent due pay, or I went after them myself, and they're paying me out of pocket now for that. So that's another thing. I literally just got paid last month $2,000 because a brand took my image and ran with it. I just got paid today $1,500 because another brand did the same thing. That brand actually was very apologetic, didn't have to get due pay involved. They're actually going to work with me. They very easily accepted my proposal on what I wanted to be paid, and it was all on Fiverr. They did it, they paid and everything else, but they also want to continue to use me. And with like the license, the AI that they stole from me, it wasn't, they took my face and made me do different videos. They took my voice and changed it into another language. And that's just, that's not, my contract says they're not allowed to do that. So they did that. So I charged them for that. And per video, they did it, for 8 different videos. So I got paid for all those videos. But because of how we handle it and everything, they wanted to continue. They wanted to like now do a retainer deal with me through Fiverr, and then also on top of that, pay me licensing fees to use my voices in different languages as well. So I'm going to continue to make money off that. That ended up turning into a big W for me and my brand. But yes, and I also have due pay going after another brand as we speak that also stole my image, literally stole my image, and ran as it's on a Google app, or not a Google app. It's on an app, some kind of like a QR app. I just happened to see it. The only reason why I know about it is because I'm on YouTube, and YouTube sent me the message showing my face is being used on ads. And if you guys aren't using YouTube AI content not generator, but IT content identifier, just identify your face and everything out there, you guys are missing out, because honestly, it's free. They don't own your image when you upload it to YouTube. They only use it to find your image. And it has made me like, $3,500 so far. And it's possibly going to make me another $1,000 here real soon if the brand decides to pay. If not, we might get a lawyer involved. Never know. We'll see. I haven't had to get one yet, thank God. But I have one lined up. All right. I looking super crisp on YouTube, by the way. This image on YouTube looks super crisp. Let's see here. Creator side hustle. And let me see. All right. So you guys have been super quiet in the chat. Big thing for me is, which we don't have it's a Saturday. I knew this was going to happen. I appreciate the love and hearts and support though. Make sure you guys are asking me questions. But while you guys think of questions and stuff, I am going to answer a couple questions that I have on standby, because I get asked the questions a lot. So I figured I would answer a couple of them here. I got a question that lasts all the time. How much should I charge starting out doing UGC? It's a huge question. I'm asked this all the time. I'm gonna answer it specifically for Fiverr. There are 2 different answers here. If you're not talking about Fiverr, if you guys want to know that, you can ask me in the chat. But starting out on Fiverr, you really have to do your gig research when it comes to what you should start out on Fiverr. So if you go to Fiverr and you look at, like, if you go in as a buyer, you can type in UGC to see what other people are charging. You want to find out what people are charging as a new seller and level 1. Once you see those of what they're typically charging, that's what you're going to start charging. That's not what they're going to pay, but that's what you're going to put on there. The reason why is because we want the buyer to see that you're the same price as all these other people. You're competitive with all these other people. And then when they come into your chat to ask you for an order, that's when you upsell for like text on screen, usage rights, graphics, whatever else you want to upcharge for. So I highly recommend making sure you do gig research. I think we were doing it yesterday together, and I saw some people, a lot of them was like 40 to like $60 is what I'm seeing for new sellers and level ones right now. The last thing you want to do as a new seller is try to price out where I'm at, which, you know, a pro or top rated seller, or even a level 2 seller, because you're never going to get orders being a new seller charging a level 2 price when level 2 has level 2 and they have a lot of reviews on their side. A lot of creators, especially new to the space and stuff, to come on the Fiverr, that's where they mess up a lot, is they try to come in and price higher because they hear, oh, we can make UGC videos and make all this money and it's so easy to do, so I'm going to go in here and charge, you know, $150 for a 15-second video on Fiverr as a new seller. And you'll never get that because all the other new sellers and level ones are charging 40 to $60, but that's not even what they're really charging, because if you click on any of those Fiverr gigs online, every single one of them, I guarantee you, every single one of them that have been on the platform for at least a month, have in the very first line, contact me before you place an order. Why is that? Because they're going to upsell the client every single time. Usually when you see an order from a new seller on, or a level 1 even, and sometimes majority of the time, actually all the time, it's always just the base price. That does not have no extra, like if you look on it, that thing is stripped from everything. When they reach out that, hey, we want text on screen. Okay, well, that's a $15 upcharge. Hey, we actually need 6 months, not 3 months of usage rates. Okay, well, that's an extra $100. Oh, okay, well, we also need raw footage. Oh, raw footage. Majority of people do 50%. I do 100% of raw footage now. My prices have gone up on that. And that's just because raw footage is super valuable and I've been doing it for a while. So people pay it, why not? But yes, so that's the biggest mistake I see a lot of new creators make, especially to the platform, is they'll go in, they'll try to charge because they think this is how this, you know, I've heard everybody talk, all these coaches and all these people talking about how you can make all this money and this, that, and the other. And then they're like, it's been months and I ain't getting not one order. Well, let me look at your gig. Oh, wow. You're charging what I'm charging, and you're a new seller status with 0 reviews, and I have 3,000 reviews. Of course you're not getting no orders. What's going on, Diana? I am at level 1 with $45 as my lowest, and it's dead for me. I've gotten 8 gigs, and they're good gigs. So you're $45 as your lowest, and it's dead for you. Okay. So when's the last time you updated it? Do you have an intro video, and how many reviews do you have for that specific gig? Well, let's do some conversations together and see if we can't figure it out together and see if there's a other way. Are you in UFA, by the way, Diana? Yeah, Diana. Sorry. Are you in UFA, by the way? Now, I will tell everybody, for me personally, Fiverr was dead last month. It is picking back up. I have noticed it pick back up, especially like even when I went into my gig research and started doing my own research on my gigs, all my impressions were low and they're all starting to come back up now. And I think it's because we're getting closer to that Q4 kickstarting thing, and it's going to blow. It's going to get a lot more busier for everybody. Yes, I have an intro video and only have a few review on gig 1. Yes, in UFA, my gigs are optimized. That's good. So your gigs are optimized, but what is your impression rate? What is your click-through rate? What, you know what I mean? Like, so like for me, like somebody says like my gigs are optimized, that means you went in and did it, but what are the results from the optimization, right? So we want to like keep our eyes on that too. So what is your typical what is your typical impression, and what is your typical clicks daily? 40s. Okay. So, all right. So good. That's okay. So they're not optimized. So that tells me that they're not optimized. So a typical gig that's decently optimized should be showing impressions of 80 plus a day. I have impressions on some of my gigs are in the thousands. So if you're at 40 or less, 80 or less, I would honestly say they're probably not optimized where they need to be, and some things need to be changed. So that's why I asked that, because that's super important. If it's been 30 days, so if it has been 4 to 6 weeks since you've optimized, I would figure out what it was before that. See if you can look back a little bit further. You can look back 3 months, look back to before you optimized the first time, see if your impressions were higher or lower. And then if they were lower or they stay the same, then what we would do is we process of elimination, right? So when I tell people to optimize their gigs and stuff, especially if they're trying to get their numbers back up, we don't want to optimize everything at once. The reason being is because, like in your case, you're such a low impression rate that if you optimize everything if you did optimize everything at once, you don't know what to optimize next because you did everything. So if that is your case, and I'm not sure if it was or not, I'll get your comment here in a second. What I would do is the next time I would start with like one thing, a title, a thumbnail, or an intro, or a price. Don't do everything. You could do like start with just your title. All right, wait 4 weeks, see if your impressions go up or down. And then, yes, I know this is a longer process and it sucks and this, that, and the other, but 9 times out of 10, once you find a good intro video and a good thumbnail, you won't have to change those very often at all. And your price, right? Realistically, if your impressions are good and your clicks are good with your impressions, and another thing, go ahead and check, since you're looking at your impressions, what are your clicks with those impressions? Because if you're getting 40 impressions a day, if you are getting clicks on those impressions, then we know your thumbnail's good. So that's the biggest thing. We need to know if your thumbnail's good based off those 40 impressions a day. And then we need to figure out what we want to change on your gig, one thing at a time. All right, let's see. Then I don't know what else to do. I followed Arbella's module to the T. Right. So again, that's why you'll have to, with Arbella's module, Arbella will tell you herself, we don't want to go in and update everything at once. And I don't know if that's what you did, but if that is, we need to go, you're going to have to figure out what is not working, right? Because the modules are there to help you get going and stuff like that. But just like everything else in the industry, everything changes month after month, right? Keywords are changed, titles are changed. Intro videos can be different. I'll be completely honest with you though. If you do an intro video that hits and it's good, you'll probably never have to touch it again. But like your titles and your thumbnails, titles for sure, thumbnails every now and again, and your pricing, that's the biggest thing. We don't ever want to touch the pricing if we don't have to. I don't touch my pricing very often at all. Let's see. All right, cool. But yeah, that's what I would start with, Diana. Just see where you need to change something at, and then like only change one thing. That way you can get a process of elimination, right? That's what we want to do. That's what we want to figure out is, my title. If that didn't work, okay, cool. Maybe it is my intro video. Or it is it, and that's the thing. That's the other thing. Like if you look at everything's answered for you, right? That's why I was like, okay, you have 40 impressions a day. Do you have any clicks? Because if you have clicks, you means your thumbnail's fine. But if you have clicks but aren't getting any orders, then there's something off in your either intro video or the services you're offering in your packages. So it's all a ripple effect. Everything has to be to a T so that everything fires on all cylinders for the brands, right? So if I'm scrolling and I see you, I click on you, I look at your intro video, I see you're a good talker, I'll watch your intro video probably for 15 seconds. That's normally what brands do. And then after that, hey, appreciate the heart. I'll look at your gigs. I'll look at your offers. Okay, what is she offering me? Okay, she's offering me 15 seconds of a talking head. That's it. Okay. I think I just saw somebody else that's doing 15 seconds with a talking head, but they're doing captions and they're $45 too. Well, let me go over here because I'm going to get a little bit better value for my buck. I'm not saying that's the case every single time, but those are things you have to think about as a business owner. What is my competition doing around me and what is working for them? So for me, I'm going to go in and do gig research on my competitors. I'm going to find out who has, like you said you followed Arbella's modules to a T, go into the gigs that you're looking at and see who has orders in queues. Your level 1. I would specifically be looking at level 1 and new sellers. Go and find out, okay, this person has 3 orders in queue. Her prices are $45. What is her gig setup like? Why is she getting orders and I'm not? What's her age? That's another thing. Like, don't just go look at anybody. You know, if you're a Gen X, you know, or you're a millennial, I can't really, your picture is like this small, and so I can't see it. So don't take offense. If I don't know what you are, I can't see you. But if you're whatever you are, millennial, Gen X, or whatever, go look at that category for UGC creators, because those are the people we want to be mimicking. If you're a Gen Z female, the last person you need to be looking at is me. If I have orders in queues, I'm a 37-year-old male with a beard. You know what I mean? Like, brands are hiring me for different reasons than they're going to be hiring you. So that's why I'm saying we want to look at people that are around us, our age, our looks, the things that we are, Gen Z, Gen X, whatever, to see, because that's going to give us a big picture, right? Because if somebody's hiring somebody for this and you are all the same, and then you look at their gig and you're like, oh, okay, well, they have this and their offers, and I don't have that. Well, maybe I'll just check those couple boxes and try that for the next month and see what happens. And a lot of times that might just be what it is. It's just they're offering just a slight bit more that honestly you would probably offer if they just reached out to you. But since you don't have a box checked, or you don't have it in your gig description or something like that, they're not thinking you would offer it, and they're just going to the next person that will. There's so much that goes into it. You guys know this, especially if you've been on Fiverr for long periods of time and stuff. So I'm a millennial. Yes, millennials. We are millennials. Yeah, that is a good idea. Yep, nope, 100%. Okay, thank you. I will do this. Not a problem. Perfect. I'm glad I'm able to get you guys some help and stuff, and hopefully that'll get you going. You know, and again, it's going to take some time, especially if you're going to optimize your gigs and stuff like that. Don't expect you'll get an initial bump when you first optimize it. On the next 2 days, you'll see a nice spike in your impressions, and it's going to dip back down. That's perfectly normal. Don't touch it for 4 to 6 weeks, and then make decisions based on what you got going on now. Diana, with you, just your goal is, depending on what your clicks are on your 40 impressions a day, your goal is like, okay, I need to get my impressions up to at least 80 a day. Also, you can't do it yet, but as soon as you're level 2, highly recommend thinking about running ads on your gigs. I do that, and I do that on and off, to be completely honest with you. But every time I do it, I usually get very, very good results off of those. All right, cool. Any other questions about Fiverr gigs and optimization or anything like that? That was a good little stretch there I did. I'll have to cut that up and post that online somewhere for some people to get some stuff off of. And guys, honestly, this is stuff that I've learned and things that I've done, just learned over time, but also have learned out of Arbel's community and stuff like that as well. She goes through an entire process of how to set things up, how to do things, how to optimize. She also, even in the community itself in UFA, she does it from time to time. She'll put out videos. I think she tries to do it once a month. She'll put out a video on what keywords are working, what thumbnails are working, how to optimize your gig right then and there. I'm able to go in it a little bit more deeper today because I'm live. You're able to ask me, like, Diana, that was a great question, because you like, hey, I've done everything else. So it makes us go a little bit deeper in our thinking. Okay, well, if you've done everything she's done, and she said, well, let's go a little bit deeper then. Let's see if we can't figure it out. And I think that the answers I gave there were pretty good to get you started, and anybody else that was in here a minute ago starting and looking and checking it out. All right, cool. What else we got? What else we got? We got any questions about the 8 streams of income I talked about that I have? Okay. Water break, because I'm out of my Starbucks. I got one of those blended energy drinks. Pretty good. I got a Trenta, too. Is that how you say that? Trenta? I don't know. I think. All right, cool. All right, guys. So if you're curious, too, I am on YouTube. I'm on YouTube right now live. It's called Creator Side Hustle. I don't know if you'll be able to find me yet. I literally just started posting over there and stuff like that. But I am going to start posting some long form content over there and possibly start doing some short forms out of that long form and stuff and posting it everywhere, of course. So you'll see some of it over here. But if you guys want to check that out over there, feel free to. I'll drop the link. Why not? It's not like you're going to be able to get to it from the chat, but it's there anyways. Did it even like, there it goes. There it goes. And I'll just pin it just in case you guys want to hold on it, click on it and go check it out. I literally just posted a short there. So and I'm live there right now. So if you guys do check that out and stuff, you're going to be able to, see what's going on. So any case, ooh, it is hot. I live in Florida and it's hot as crap upstairs. I'm upstairs. I got the AC blowing on me right here and it's still like 80 something degrees up here. It's because I'm sitting under this furnace of a freaking PC. All right. What else do we got? Let's answer another question because that's how we kind of got to where we were a minute ago and all that good stuff that came up from answering a question. What's the biggest mistake you see new sellers make? I think we kind of already talked about that with pricing and everything else. So we'll kind of skip that one. Let's come up here. I have more questions up here somewhere. Here we are. Do I need? Okay, yeah. Do I need a niche? Do I need a niche, or can I offer everything? Do you need a niche doing UGC? Absolutely not. I don't care what anybody says. You do not freaking need a niche doing UGC. You can do everything and anything. And this comes from a guy that does YouTube that's been doing it for 6 years and would tell you the complete total opposite doing YouTube. So take that for what it's worth. On YouTube, I have a niche. I'm very niche down and it works and it's how it's supposed to be. For UGC, it's completely different. You don't have to have a niche. You can have a niche, but you don't have to. I do soap. I do, law firm stuff. I do gaming stuff, SaaS. I do it all. I literally do. I've done beds. I've done shoes. If you could think about it, I've probably done it. I've been asked to do weird things that I said no to before. You just use your great imaginations there, and I promise you could probably figure out some of those things. Not even exaggerated, on Fiverr too, by the way. I've been asked to do a lot of different things. So no, you do not need a niche. If anything, I say you hurt yourself by trying to niche yourself down on Fiverr or on UGC and specifically only because it shows brands that you're only a one-trick pony. Like for me, come to me because I want you to use me for everything. I want to be able, when you see my face and you see my portfolio, I want to portray that I can be super energetic. I can be super laid back if I need to. I can chill and look like I'm even though I can't say the word, a very sophisticated, I said that word wrong. It's okay, person. That I can say, I want you to think as a brand, I want you to think I can say super hard words, even though I can't say them. That's the kind of vibe I want to get off in my portfolio because I want to be hired by those brands. Maybe not the ones that the hard, really, really, really hard words because I can't say them, but I definitely want to be hired by all the brands with all the different things and stuff because I do enjoy that. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't do things I don't necessarily agree with or can't stand behind or stuff like that. There's been a lots of times I have been asked to do certain things and I've just said no just because I don't technically like GLP-1 and stuff like that. I don't take it. I don't care if people take it or not, but I lost weight by doing bariatric surgery and, 200 pounds. And I just don't like the GLP-1, me personally. So I have family and stuff that takes it. And I understand that. And there's nothing wrong with taking it if you do take it, but I don't. And I don't think that I should be talking about me taking GLP-1 to lose weight when I didn't do that. And so that's just me. Nothing against people that do that. That's just my thought process on it, right? The other thing would be like if I've been asked to do gummies, like the HTC gummies and stuff like that. I don't do that kind of stuff, so I just don't feel comfortable doing those kind of videos for UGC personally. It's if you do feel comfortable, if you take them, more power to. I have a lot of friends that take those, and they're always like, "Bro, you should do it so I can get them from you when you're done." And I'm just like, "Nah, bro, like that's not how this works." But That's just me, you know? So when it comes to niching and stuff like that, you don't have to have a niche. You don't need to have a niche or anything like that. But I will put it like this. When it comes to Fiverr specifically, you want to have niche gigs. That is completely different, right? Pet UGC gig, spokesperson UGC, podcast UGC, selfie UGC. Like, you want to have those, tech UGC. You want to have those types of gigs niche wise, because those do generate better income, especially if you're in a higher category for a specific, like for example, I said tech UGC. I'm not talking about carousel UGC. I'm talking about like tech UGC, meta glasses and stuff like that, because brands that reach out to me through my gig for tech UGC is usually higher end brands that pay me a lot more money to do it, because I have the setup and the capability of doing it. So instead of me charging like $300 to $400 for a typical UGC video, I'll charge like $800 to $1,000 for that same UGC video, because it's on that gig and it's usually a little bit higher end product at the end of the day for UGC wise. Can I do faceless? That's a really good question. And I'll be completely honest with you. No. You can, but you won't get the results that you're looking for doing faceless. And don't get me wrong, there are unicorns out there in every space, and there probably are some people out there that do make it doing faceless, but UGC is user-generated content. If you're into faceless, that side is now gone. The huge side out of UGC is gone. It's how can I connect with you and buy the product, my bad, if I can't see you, right? This is what sells sometimes. Like me sitting here, right, and talking about a water bottle and how this is the best tasting water in the world, it helps by you being able to see and connect with me emotionally on an emotional level, because you can see it in my face, my smile, and everything else. Me being off screen and talking about this water bottle and you should buy it, it doesn't have the same effect as it does with me like this. You see what I'm saying? So you can try it. I don't have high hopes for people that start that way. And I'll give you, but I'll tell you what, I have coached so many people that have literally hated being on camera. They said, I couldn't do it, James. I couldn't do it. I just can't. You can. Let me tell you how you're going to start. You're going to get your phone and you're going to talk to yourself on your phone with the camera, selfie style, for 5 minutes. It could tell you about anything. It doesn't matter. Why? Because you don't have to post it. You're just going to get used and comfortable with seeing yourself, because you're going to watch it back afterwards and you're going to be able to critique yourself like that as well. And then you're going to be able to write notes down and you're going to do it again. And you're going to do it again. And you don't never have to post it online. I would recommend saving them, because once you do get comfortable enough and you start posting them online, because you're going to be like, hey, this is where I used to be and this is where I am now, right? Like if you go back to my first YouTube video ever, horrible, absolutely horrible. I was 400 pounds. I was stuttering. I couldn't talk. I was talking really, really fast and I couldn't get anything out. And everything, you know what I mean? Like it was crazy. Going from there to where I'm at now is absolutely just amazing to see the transformation from me just being online and talking. So that's how you start getting good with it. And then like another way to do it as well is do Snapchat. I don't do Snapchat. I've never really done Snapchat. I don't even have it on my phone, but I'll tell people like, hey, do Snapchat, because those videos are there for a minute and they're gone. So you don't have to worry. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people use that as like a coaching mechanism to get people also very comfortable on camera and stuff like that. But I highly recommend just start recording yourself. Record yourself for 5 minutes talking about whatever it is you want to talk about, and then watch yourself back and then do it again and again and again. And I promise you, over time, you will get comfortable with it. Repetition is king. All right. What we got here? Brittany, what's going on? I hate that tech canvas. Oh my gosh. I don't. Yeah. And oh yeah. Yeah, get that nonsense Canvas BS. I'll pay you $2.50 a video. Man, every time I get an email in my inbox, I always send them back a message saying I would absolutely love to do it with you. I saw that you left a couple zeros off, so I'm assuming you meant it was for this price. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like $1,000. I'm like, oh, you meant 10,000 is what I assume. Yeah, I'm 100% on board with you on that. If you want to send over the contract, and they're always like, "Oh no, we meant oh, really? Yeah, I'm good. No, not your boy, not your boy." What can a beginner expect to make? Yeah, so a lot of depends on what platform you're on, right? So for Fiverr, I would say anywhere from 40 if you do no upselling to $150 a video, depending on the upsell. Maybe a little less than 150. But you can definitely scale fast on Fiverr if you start getting a lot of orders in and you start doing getting a lot of 5-star reviews. And when I say a video, I'm talking about like a UGC video is like 15 to 60 seconds. So imagine getting a 15-second video for $40. Yes, it's going to take you an hour or two to do, so you'll only make about $20 an hour if you don't do any upselling. But in 6 months, if you do that, you'll probably be closer to $300 to $400 a video if you're getting orders every day and getting 5-star reviews on it. It just depends on how you scale. See, a lot of people are too fast on wanting to take their prices up, and that's honestly the reason why they're so slow at growing on Fiverr is because they're like, oh, well, I had to get my prices up as quickly as possible. No, you don't. No, you don't. What's that mean? No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to do that. You don't have to take your prices up. You can upsell first of all. And I took my prices up probably after a year of like having them at the same price. And all I did was just upsell myself in my chat when they reached out to me. Now, if you're outside of Fiverr, yes, you're going to be closer to that $150, but I'll be honest with you, that's because you're going to offer everything up front in a $150 order, like off of Fiverr, right? So like Fiverr, it's all about upselling and getting the little knickknacks here and there added on. Outside of Fiverr, if a brand reaches out to you, it's typically, hey, we need this video fully edited, or we need the video with all the raws. And that's typically how that works. So there is a nice spot to be able to do it off of Fiverr if you don't want to have to deal with all the upselling and stuff. But again, like I said at the beginning of the stream and stuff, why would you not have multiple streams of income? Start your Fiverr, go ahead and start gigs on Fiverr and have them there, and then also try to get gigs outside of Fiverr at the same time, right? And that way you can be dipping in both pools at the same time. While you're getting gigs on the outside of Fiverr, your gigs are brewing on Fiverr, going through the algorithm, waiting to get orders and stuff like that, because you got to wait for it to go through the algorithm and get seen by people and stuff like that. So that's why I highly recommend starting with Fiverr. And then once you get those gigs set up, start doing all these other places too, Incense, Join Brands, all these Coley, all these other ones as well. All right, what else we got here? So another thing I'll say is, you know, when it comes to Fiverr and stuff, there are lots of pitfalls with Fiverr you have to be careful of. A lot of times, another question I get asked all the time, or what are some pitfalls on Fiverr? And I'll say some of the biggest pitfalls are, one is getting scammed. There are lots of scams that go in on Fiverr, and it's super irritating. Like, I get them as a top-rated pro-rate seller still, and it's just if you're a millennial or younger, you're pretty much catch them every single time. But for your Gen Z, my Gen Z peeps out there, I know you guys are still trying to figure out this whole technology thing. Just know, if somebody sends you a message saying that you need to scan this QR code for the order to be finished, that's a scam. You know what I mean? Hey, I appreciate the heart. That's a scam. We're not going to do any of that. What's this kitty cat thing I got? Hey, I appreciate that as well. If you get something that says you need to go to a website to put in your credit card information for the order to be accepted, on Fiverr, that's a scam, guys. Like we let's just slow down, take a deep breath. You know what I mean? Like Fiverr is set up for like, you'll know if you get an actual order because it'll come through and say you got an order, like a notification from Fiverr, not in your chat from the brand saying you got an order. Click this link to see that order. That's a scam. So that's one of the pitfalls I see. Other pitfalls I see are when users and brands don't understand the rules on Fiverr, and what they'll do is they'll do something that gets them in trouble and gets them kicked off of Fiverr. One of the biggest things I see a lot of people make mistakes in is, one is taking orders outside of Fiverr after you've already started the conversation on Fiverr. This should be a no-brainer, but from time to time, I do hear people's stories about getting kicked off of Fiverr for doing that. That's a huge no-no. If you start the communication on Fiverr, one is it has to stay on Fiverr, and two is you can't do any payment outside of Fiverr. Fiverr is a business running for, they want their 20% cut. Is it high? Yes. Do I like it? Not necessarily, but it is what it is. We're using their platform. Brands are coming to us and they're charging us 20% for it. So it is what it is. Don't take payment outside of, if somebody mentions PayPal, they take a picture of their Gmail account and send you a picture of it so it's not flagged by AI. It is still flagged by AI. AI is good enough now to see pictures inside of Fiverr. Don't go and start emailing and this, that, and the other. Just move on. You're not allowed to do that kind of, you're not allowed to email and do this, that, and the other unless you're a pro top-rated seller. The brand places an order and they are a pro brand. I can't remember what the brands are called that get the pro status as well. Then after the order is placed, you're allowed to email back and forth for the order itself. That is another pitfall. The reason why I know about these pitfalls, and there's a lot of them, by the way, is because of Arbel's course, UFA and everything else. She's been on the platform for 12 years, so she's been able to see how many pitfalls, like she's experienced a lot of different pitfalls, and we have almost 4,000 people in the community. So there's lots of pitfalls that get asked about all the time. We have a lot of different threads and stuff in the community about scams and stuff as well. So a lot of times you will get like a lot of people that come in new. We have it set up to where you can see if it's a scam or not. But hey, is this a scam? And you can go and look at the thread that we've created inside of Facebook and be like, oh yeah, it's the same exact message I got here. That is a scam. Crap. I'm glad I was able to check that out. So that's a good thing about the community and about Arbel's course and everything else. So you just use my phone to do videos. Anything else? Yeah, I mean, for the most part, bro, like all you have to do is start with your phone. Realistically, if you wanted to get a mic or something like that, you can get a mic, like right here. These are the DJI mini mics. They cost this set here costs like $60. You don't need it. Like you could honestly buy like a $20 lapel mic that hooks up to the bottom of your phone, hook it here on your shirt, and you'll be just as fine. You know what I mean? So you don't like UGC, user generated content is mostly done on cell phone. Like a lot of brands, like I'll get brands sometimes that want 1080p videos from me. They don't even want 4K videos. Like I have literally been told before. I know creators that use their front-facing camera for all their videos. Their front-facing camera, and brands love it. They'd rather have it sometimes. Anna from Social, she uses her front-facing camera. I couldn't believe when I saw her put that video out. You guys see my camera quality right now. I'm a perfectionist. My crap looks really, really good. I literally have hold on. I have this camera right here. This is a Sony Alpha. This is like a $1,500 camera without the lens. I just use this to make a video. And then Anna over here talking about I use my front camera. I'm like, well, dang, what am I doing? I need to be charging way more for my quality then. Holy crap. But yeah, I use my front camera too sometimes as well, by the way. But yeah, you just need your phone. If you have like an iPhone 14 or 13, 12 even or better, you're good. If you have a Samsung S22 or better, you're good. I have a Samsung S26. I had an S22. I upgraded to the S25 and then upgraded to the S26. I upgrade every year now just because I'm a business and I need more tax write-offs, so why not upgrade? Let's see. I heard you need to respond within an hour to request to keep it good standing on Fiverr. Yeah. So cabbage juice. Okay. So no, you 2 hours I would say is a good number to do. I would say like your response rate is usually measured within 2 hours unless they changed it, and I don't think they have changed that. It's usually 2 hours. I don't really respond like that anymore. I'll respond when I can, and my response rate it's been at 99 for a very long time though. But now I will tell you though, with that being in mind, if you're new to Fiverr, you need to be responding as quickly as possible because you're getting a message. This is what the brands do. They go through the list of creators there on that page. They found you. They sent a message. Do you think that you're the only message they sent? No, guys. They sent messages to 10 or 15 different creators. And a lot of times it's the first creator that responds that gets the order. So you need to respond as quickly as possible just so you can get those orders. I don't respond sometimes because I'm busy and I usually have a bunch of orders anyway. So I'm just like, hey, if I don't get the order, it just wasn't meant to be. But if you are, when I was brand new, I was responding within seconds. Like I had my notification on my phone turned on and I would like literally respond within seconds. That's just because that's just how I did it. And I wanted it because I was trying to get it going and I wanted not to pass up on any opportunity. Good stuff. I followed. Hey, I appreciate the follow. What happens if I miss the deadline because the product didn't arrive? So this is how I do my orders on Fiverr when it comes to products related things. One is I don't give my address until order is placed. And two is I put a 40-day delivery on the product, on the order itself. And I let the brand know that that's just for shipping because I have had products that take up to 30 days to get to me, especially if they're coming from China or something like that and get caught up at, you know, the ports and stuff like that. And I'll let I put in the order itself that, hey, it's going to show us 40 days. But once I have product in hand, it's however many days your typical turnaround is. That way they can see that in the order. Also, just throw that in the chat. Now, if that order's already there and you haven't done that and you're about to run out of time and the product hasn't arrived, just go to your order page, right under their name and the order, it'll say extend delivery. Hit that button and then just put in the chat of for the notes that the product hasn't arrived yet and just put like 20 days or something crazy like that. The brand will approve it, and if they don't, it automatically will be approved. And even if it shows late, it won't show late anymore once it's approved. So you're good to go there. Good question, though, Kitty. What else we got? Okay, cool. So those are a couple different things we talked about. Good questions in the chat and everything else. Check in on YouTube side. What's going on, people? I see you guys. No, I don't. Brand new account. No one's there. Anyways, I appreciate the follow, Cabbage. Appreciate that. We're working our way almost to I think we're almost to 900 followers. We're trying to get to that 1,000 follower mark as quickly as possible. Hopefully I'll be there sooner than later. Hey dog, what are you doing? You want to come say hi? Well, come on. This is Tucker. If he comes, well, this is Toby. Toby is coming to say hi instead. All right, this is Toby. He is my shy dog. He likes to take naps. This dog will come and literally nudge me all day long to try to take a nap. We sometimes take naps. Good thing about running your own business. We also have our own gigs and stuff too that we do. Toby doesn't have a gig yet just because he's a little shyer than Tucker. Tucker, what are you doing? Tucker likes to go and get into things he's not allowed to be in. Come here. The audience wants to say hi. Come on. There you go. And this is Tucker, my Yorkie. Now he has his own gig on Fiverr. We put him to work because he gets in so much trouble around this house. I said if he wanted to stay, he had to work. And he definitely works. He works very, very well for some treats as well. Yeah. See, I say that word. He's like, really? When are we going to work? See, let's get say hi, Tucker. All right. Y'all go play. But yes, dog UGC is a good niche if you have a dog or a cat, even cat UGC. There's less cat UGC things out there, I think. So you probably will make a little bit more money on that as well. So if you have any animals, I definitely highly recommend doing some kind of pet UGC or something like that. What sites are good for male UGC beginners besides Fiverr? So males. There's lots more males than it used to be out there. I think that the whole like male hashtag male UGC is kind of off the table now, as in like where. But if I were to like mention where you could probably go to get more male UGC stuff at, I would check out like Reddit. There's Reddit pages out there and stuff like that do like UGC, and there's a lot of like I hear a lot of good things about that as well. Let me just slide this over real quick here, show I'm still live. There also, I would say, join brands. Honestly, I can't answer that question because I don't do a lot of this other things that I've just mentioned. I don't do Reddit. I don't do join brands. I don't do incest. I do X, but that's just because I scroll through X and I'll apply some jobs every now and again I see. But I've been around long enough now that I get a lot of inbounds and stuff, so I don't typically have to go and look for jobs. But I would just say look around. Like Coley is okay. From my understanding, Join Brands is pretty good. You can get a lot of jobs. They're really low paying jobs at first, but you can get going there and start getting more and more orders there as well, and they will like add up over time. I don't know a whole lot about AdSense, if I'm being completely honest with you, but I do hear good things about it, and a lot of people go there and use it and stuff like that. So those are some of the things I would check out. Billow's good. Yep. Yeah. And oh, hey, what's going on, bro? My brain won't shut off for naps. You know, dude, like my brain, I can make it shut up for a nap. Now I will say I definitely have some days like if I have to like I had to put a rule in place, and I break the rule all the time. I can't look at work before I lay down. If I look at an email, or if I look at UGC, or if I look at it, or I think about it too hard, I'll be up. I did it the other night. I had something on my mind. I was up till 3 a.m. in the morning because I could not shut my brain off. I just sat right there watching TV and doing work and eating everything in the house. And I shouldn't be. I told my wife the next day what I ate, and she was just like, "Oh my, what? Do we even have anything else left to eat in the house?" I was like, I don't think so. I really don't. But no, I get it. I don't like taking naps, if I'm being completely honest, because truthfully, I feel like when I take naps, I get nothing accomplished because I really don't, other than just taking a nap. But sometimes my body needs it. Honestly, I know it sounds like an excuse, but I think it's because of my Crohn's. It has it affects me differently now, to where like I'll hit fatigue walls, and it's just like there's nothing I can do. I could drink 5 energy drinks in a row, and it won't wake me up, and I'll just track so bad. Like I have those energy J's where it's just my Crohn's really beats me up, and it's usually right at my 8-week mark, right? Like usually at my 6 weeks, because every 8 weeks I have to get my infusion. At my 6-week mark is when I'll start noticing it, and I'll start getting super tired throughout the day and stuff like that, and hit these walls, and it's just like there's really I'm useless at that point. Anyways, I'm dragging on. Let me get back to this. Says you want to help 10 people. Yeah. My goal, honestly, 40 is, that's my goal. That's why I'm live right now. I used to go live a lot more, and I got so busy I just wasn't able to. But I've slowed down enough to where I'm trying to go live more often. And my goal is to get on here and to just educate people and to help people wherever they need help. And then even if it's to lead them in a direction of like, hey, where can I go to get information to do what I need to do and stuff like that, right? Like, for example, and the cool thing is, by me being here and giving you and talking to you and stuff, other people come in, like Darren came in, and he literally gave he gave Billo, which is a great platform. I've heard a lot of good things about it and stuff. And just because we have this little bit of a community going on, I know him. He lives like an hour and a half away from me. I need to go like visit him and his wife sometime, and let's go get some food or something like that. But yeah, my goal is just to help people get to where. So I used to be a full-time truck driver, right? I used to drive down the road, bippity boppiting, all night long driving a truck. That was my job. I did it for 10 years. I was good at it. I was super high up in seniority where I was set. I didn't have to worry about if I was going to lose my job unless somebody hit me or, I got in a bad accident or something like that. I was pretty much set. Like even back when in 2016, when we went through like the depression era of like after 2008 or whatever, when a lot of people were losing their jobs and stuff, I didn't have to worry about it. I was so high up in seniority, I didn't ever have to worry about that kind of thing. So I was set, but I just didn't like my job because I didn't want to drive a truck all night long. So I started doing this, and I just got better and better and better at it. And I was able to quit my job to do this full time. And now I just want to do that for other people. My goal is to coach and help other people do the same exact thing and help them take the steps where they can to get better and better and better, to find those streams of income that they can start doing right now and to go for it. And it's nothing that happens overnight, because a lot of people, they get impatient. Like it took me 5 years to go full time. Don't get me wrong. Your situation, you might not be in the situation I was in, right? I'm 38 years old. I own a house with which it's like $1,600 mortgage, which is like less than most people's rent nowadays, I guess. But, I had cars and I had all this debt and everything else, and I have a family and stuff. So my situation, and I was already making $100,000 a year, I needed to match that so I could quit my job. Like I couldn't just step away from a $100,000 job. And you know what I mean? So other people, I have a friend, and I told him what I make a month. And this was before I quit. I was like at $5K a month. I was like, yeah, man, I'm doing like $5K a month. And he was like, you're doing $5K a month right now? I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, bro, if I could just do $2K a month, I would quit my job right now. And I was just like, really? And I was like, bro, that's like, to me, I feel like that's simple to hit $2K a month. Like you just need the right direction and stuff. We can get you there. You know what I mean? But he wanted to continue to do his job, so he didn't quit. But the point of the matter is, everybody's situation is different. I was at $5K a month and wasn't ready to quit my job yet because I wasn't where I needed to be. I made $10,000. I'm very transparent what I've made and what I do make now. I made $10,000 pretty much every single month at Old Dominion. I make anywhere from $8 to $10K a month doing content. Some months I do 15 plus K. So it all averages out. I pretty much replace my income doing what I do now. So let me see here. The Coley is impossible. I don't do Coley. I got on the platform, but again, when I started it, I was just so far along that I just couldn't get behind the pricing. And then also like owning my videos and stuff. Everybody's different though. Everybody has to start from somewhere. So I totally get it for certain people that do it. Thanks for the information. Absolutely, Cabbage. X is one big one too. Yeah, X is super, super good. Like I highly recommend X, like, because I do this a lot. Don't do what I do on X. Do as I say, not as I do. I sound like one of those millennial parents now, or one of those Gen Z parents, Gen X parents. Anyways, you know. When you go on and apply for jobs on X, a lot of times I'll see this. It'll just be their portfolio and reach out to me. Huh? I do that a lot too. I'm being completely honest. And that's just because I'm in a hurry and I'm just like, whatever. But if you really want to get a job and stuff on X, the best way to apply for a job on X is to apply with a video and have your portfolio in the text. Because what it shows, especially like if it's a footwear brand, right? If it's a shoe brand, say it's Kizix. I worked with Kizix multiple times now. And Joel over there, he's really cool. If I wanted to apply, now I don't have to do that with Joel. I can just tell him to hire me now at this point. But if I didn't know Joel and I wanted to work with him for the first time, and I wanted to work with Kizix, and I did another shoe brand or something like that a while back, and I have that in my category, I would post, or like a running video or whatever that kind of illuminates that I can do a shoe brand. I'm going to post that video under that chat or under that text or the comment section, excuse me. And I'm going to say, hey, Joel, I'm James, 38 years old. I just did this video not too long ago. I think I could definitely do what you need me to do here, blah, 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 reach out, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? apply like that, not with the blah blahs, but with the video and stuff like that. I promise you, your outreach would be so much better. So much better. Because when I do that, because I don't do it all the time, I'm just being honest, but when I do that, my like return to investment on like me spending time and going through videos and stuff is way better. Again, though, I'm to the point where I'm busy all the time and I just don't have time to take on so much more work, but I do, it's a mix. It's mixed for me because I could always take on more work, but then I wouldn't be here trying to help you guys out if I was taking on more work. So it's a kind of double-edged sword for me. So in any case, I have a lot of brands that reach out to me every single month now. And like I said, I have a lot of returning brands every single month that use me. So I just don't have to be on there as much as a lot of people are. And when you get going, you'll start noticing that too. You'll start getting clients that return month after month, and you'll get like this too, and you'll be on here helping somebody else back out one day. I'm in transportation too. I know what you mean. Oh, nice. What do you do, 40? So one of the biggest things, especially like if you guys are going to start with anything, right? So if you're going to start with Fiverr, I highly recommend starting in a community somewhere. Now, you guys heard me talk about the community I'm in and stuff like that. And I'm going to tell you guys about that. Just because I'm about to sit here and talk about it doesn't mean you have to join my community. I want you to join the community that I'm a part of and stuff, and I'm an admin and coach in. But if my community isn't for you, then I don't want you to join the community that doesn't jive with you, that you don't feel like you can be a part of, and you don't feel like it's for you. I just want to be super transparent about that, because a lot of times, like, you get people that was like, hey, you have to join this. This is the best thing ever. Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Like, not every community is meant for everybody. There are lots and lots of UGC communities out there today. You all know that, especially like majority of you sitting here watching this right now are probably in one. You know what I mean? You're probably in UFA. You know what I mean? Like, how many UFAs are in here right now? I know there's a couple of y'all in here right now that are UFA. But in any case, the community that I'm part of is UFA. It's our Bell Chemics community, freelance big sis community. I'm an admin and a coach in her C5 community, that are the extension of UFA. And I've been in that since pretty much the beginning. She started that 3 years ago now, 3.5 years ago. And we have like 4,000 students in there, and we have lots and lots of success stories. And the cool thing about a community, not just a community that says it's a community. Listen to this part now. Not just a community that says a community, but a community that is a community that actually does things together, that actually shows up in chat, that actually shows up on comments, that actually gets answers to questions that are posted on the community. Maybe not right away, but they do get answered. And when people meet up in person, doing in-person events through a community, that's an actual community. Not a community that you join and it's dead. And no one's ever on there asking questions. No one's ever on there doing, talking about their wins or anything else. Like, it's just there. The community I'm part of with UFA, it's about 4,000. We got close to, I think it's like close to 4,000 students or something like that. And it's active. There's people on there all the time, and people are just, amazing. You'll get questions answered in there when you need them. You get, if you have a question, you're able to answer it. We, majority of the time, us admins will accept the post. There's some posts we don't push through, but that's only because don't get your feelings hurt. If your post didn't get pushed through, it's 99.9% of the time, it's because that question has been asked a billion times, and we're going to direct you exactly to where that answer is anyways, just to help keep the feed a little cleaner. We started doing that several months ago, and it has been a godsend on the community, because now it's not just, is this a scam? 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 Hey guys, it's the same question. Quit asking us, is this a scam? It's a QR code, and they're trying to get you to scan. It's a scam. But those are the types of things we do there. And we also, Arbel puts out posts once a month typically, and talks about what's working on Fiverr and what's what hashtags and what thumbnails or what titles and stuff like that are working on it. She does an update for the C5 and everything else on the UFA community as well. There's lots going on. I see Tony in here, passive, yes, UFA and C5. Let's go. Hey, James Peeps, I can attest to the C5 community. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you guys know me in the C5 community. I'm James. We got a lot of cool things planned too. I can't say nothing yet, but we are almost there for you guys who have been sticking around, and I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Anyways, but yes, so those are a couple things. As you can see, there are some people in here that can attest. They are, they're just passing through. But also, it's not just about the community side of it. It's like if you've never done Fiverr, and you're just getting started, it's about how to get started, how to actually do it, right? Fiverr isn't a plug and play platform. It's not like you just go there and you fill it out and you're done. Like, you have to be strategic in how you do things. You have to be strategic in the thumbnail you pick. You have to be strategic in the title you pick. You have to be strategic in the gig intro videos you do and stuff like that. Like, if you're not strategic in your description on SEO words, search engine optimization, on how you set your gig up, then it's going to sit there and nothing's going to come of it. I can attest for this myself, because when I first started Fiverr, it was without Arbel. I didn't get part of her community when I first started Fiverr. Why? To be completely honest with you and transparent, I didn't want to pay freaking money. I wasn't trying to get out of a truck. I was trying to save my money. The last thing I wanted to do was spend money on a course that I didn't know I could. Last thing I want to do is spend money on a course I thought I could find it online for free. That is the God honest truth. I was like, well, I could find it online for free, but it ended up I couldn't find it online. Or if I could, I was spending so much freaking time looking. It was more time to look than it would have been just to pay for her little course at the time. Her course at the time was like $250. So I just like went ahead and did it, right? Guys, I got in her community, went through her setup and everything, and then like a month later, I made my money back, which again, 3 years ago, pretty much now, and times were different. Was a male UGC creator. I was one of the only few on the platform. There was only like a handful of us, so I was making orders like that on Fiverr immediately. So that was like amazing. And it was only because like when I got in her community and I saw what she was doing and how she was doing it and everything, I was like, oh crap, I didn't do that right there. Oh dang, I didn't do that either. What the crap? Oh man, let me change this. And when I changed it, all of a sudden everything started clicking. Everything started working. I was like, oh crap, cool. And then I started like jiving with Arbel. I started posting because I was a content creator before that. I was a content creator for 2.5 years before I even joined and started doing this Fiverr thing and this UGC thing. So you can imagine, as a YouTuber, high quality content, I like to think myself that anyways, coming into the UGC space, I was like, hey, I gotta have this high quality content. I gotta do it. Nah, man, you got just your cell phone. I gotta use my cell phone. I got to make sure I'm using the front camera. I don't need to have a DSLR camera, a $1,500 camera to do a UGC video. I can just use my cell phone and get going. So anyways, when I started learning all that and started getting understanding how UGC actually started working with Arbel, it just clicked. I became an admin, of course. I'm a coach in her community now because, like, me and her are friends. I've been around her for a lot. She's helped me out through a lot. So I advocate for her on her course because her community, because it's changed my life. And I honestly believe it changes anybody else's life, and a lot of people be like, well, I don't have a lot of money right now, right? Like I don't have the money to go and spend on something right now. And I completely understand it. And the course is usually $300. We do it it's $297. And I do have a code for $100 off, but this is one of the things while I'm live, I'm allowed to give $200 off the course while I'm live, but only while I'm live. Once I go off, the code goes away and it goes back up, and I can still give $100 off to anybody, but it does go back up to that original price of $297. And what, so in my humble personal opinion, for getting a course, access to the community, and understanding how to do Fiverr from day one, $97 for I spent like $8 on this. You know what I mean? Like a few of these, and I could have paid for the course. I think it's highly, highly recommended, and it's worth it all the way around, especially with all the success we have in the community and everything else. It's just, it doesn't make sense to give yourself that chance of like learning through somebody that's already done it. And don't get me wrong, like I know most people think of like, well, I can just learn it on my own. You can. If you have that time, sure. But it takes time. It truly, truly takes time. Like and this is the other thing. You go from guru to guru, coach to coach, trying to learn how to do it for free. Then you get conflicting answers from everybody because everybody has the way that they do it, right? And then you're not understanding why something's not working because you did this and you did this and you did this and you took all these different things and now nothing's working and it's a freaking nightmare. I am on the side, and this is how and I'll tell you why. I'm going to explain why here in a second. I'm on the side of I'm going to look for one person in that space, and I'm going to follow that one person. And that person has to show me once, for one, they have receipts in that area, that they have proven system that works. I need to see receipts. And two, because if I narrow in on just that one person's success and block out everybody else's, I promise you, your success will be much, much more improved versus, and the reason why I say that is because of this right here. I did content for 2.5 years before starting Arbel, right? When I first started YouTube, I did that. I listened to all the YouTube gurus out there, and it was like a nightmare trying to implement everybody's suggestions. And then when I decided just to stop doing that and lock in on one person for YouTube, which was Think Media for any of my old timers out there, all of a sudden, I started having success on YouTube. So when I went into Fiverr, when I went into UGC and I decided I was just going to do it, and I was like, okay, I don't have the time to pay. I try to do it on my own. It's not going to work. Who am I wanting to follow? Who do I want to get behind? I jived with Arbel. She had the receipts. I got her course and immediately, you know, what's funny is a lot of the coaches that I've met a lot of coaches in the last 2 years. They have been around for as long as Arbel has been around, and I just didn't know them. And it wasn't nothing personal. It was just that I put my blinders on. I didn't want to hear about other coaches' strategies and stuff because Arbel's strategy was working for me. Why would I change or do something different when Arbel's was working and doing what I needed it to do? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get all these different strategies from all these different people and not know what to implement, or if I implement them all, not to know which one I should take away because I have too much knowledge coming in at one time. There's a difference, and let me explain this, and this is why I go live too now, because I'm trying to learn to articulate and coach better as well. There's a difference in when you ask for a cup of water, I hand you a water bottle and turn on the fire hydrant. If you ask for a bottle of water and I hand you a fire hydrant and just shove it in your face and turn it on, I do you no justice because you're getting so much information so fast, you don't know what to do with it because you were following all these people at one time. So highly, 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 highly recommend find you somebody that you can get behind, maybe 2 people. And again, it doesn't need to be Arbel. It doesn't need to be our community, but it could be any of these amazing coaches out there. I know lots of them. I'm friends with most of them. I have their numbers. I can call any of them right now. I can get any DM right now. I can talk to them one-on-one right now if I want to. They're all great, but we do all have our own way of doing things. Some of it's the same, some of it's different. There's nothing wrong with that. Just find out who you drive with the most and get with them. If you do want to get with us, you want to get on board with us and you want to be part of that community, let me know. Cause again, it is only $97 right now. I'm only going to be live for another few minutes. I'm going to get off. I'm going to go get some dinner with my wife, but I can give you that code so you can get in there and get that and get going with that. And it's all about Fiverr, by the way. Arbel's, the UFA is all about Fiverr. That's what that is. We have C5 and stuff that's closed right now, but we're going to be opening all that back up, and that'll be a story for another day. If you've been in here from the beginning, learning about all the multiple streams of income I've been talking about, I have 8 different streams of income. That's what we talk about over there. That's another conversation for a different day though. Let me read some of these comments real quick. Is there a monthly payment after the initial payment? No. Definitely no monthly payment after the initial payment. It's $97 while I'm live right now, and that's it. You get lifetime access to the course, but you also get lifetime access to the community it's on Facebook. It's a UFA community. And the cool thing about the course is Arbel, the course has been around for like 3.5 years, and she has updated it multiple times. A lot of times you'll have people that will create a course and they'll never update it. Arbel has updated the course multiple times, and their video. It's not audio. It's not PDFs. They're literally video courses. So that's pretty freaking cool. I joined in late. What do you get in the community? I'm still looking to land my first deal. Yeah, so the community, you did come in late, but I got you, no problem. The community, you get lifetime access to the Facebook community, first of all. And in the Facebook community, we have all the admin in there. We have almost 4,000 students in there. And we have lots of people that have lots of questions about what scams are, what this is, how to land your first gig. We have people that post their gig intro videos in there all the time. And us like admin and people that have experience will give feedback on those intro videos, which is super valuable. Arbel will once a month typically come out and do like an update to what's working right now. So like for tags or for intro videos or for just thumbnails and titles and stuff like that, she'll kind of go in there and show you on the landing page for Fiverr what's working. She's a community leader of Fiverr, so she gets to have like access that other people just don't have, which is pretty freaking cool. You also get, with all that, you get also the course. It's that's like 12 different modules or something like that, all video. They do get updated periodically when things update on Fiverr, which are freaking all the time. Arbel will go in there usually once a year or 2 times a year, do like simple updates, and then every now and again she'll go in there and do like a big overhaul. I think she recently did that earlier in the year, or maybe late last year, if I remember correctly. But that's one of the things I love about Arbel is like, she doesn't want something just to sit there and just be outdated and have people spend money and stuff on it. She truly cares about people's money and stuff. She doesn't want, like, of course, everybody's like, I think it's so dumb for people to be like, oh, we're not trying to make money. Yeah, of course we're trying to make money. It's a freaking business after all, but we're trying to advance what we're doing. And Arbel is a good testament of that because she's literally updating the course. We literally have active admins in the community, and the community is active literally every single day. So, and we've had multiple people that even just come through on my live that are in the UFA that just testify to it easily because it's been around for a while now. And I've been an admin in there for a while. I don't even know how long I've been an admin in there. I would say probably 2 years. 2.5, no, maybe 2, 1.5. I don't know. I've been an admin in there a while, but that's all you get all that in it. And it's again, there's no monthly payment as motivations asks, and there's no. So you just a one-time payment of $97, and you're good to go there. If you guys want the code to get that, let me know, and I'll give you that code. And again, it's only while I'm live. Once I'm not live, it's gone. It goes back to $297. So any case, what else do we have? Do we have any other questions before I get off the stream? Because I am about to get off because I need to go get some dinner. It's 5:30 here on the East Coast. I don't know what I'm eating yet. I think I'm going to eat some food. I know that. I'm going to answer one of the questions I'm asked all the time, and then I'll probably end it unless you guys have anything else for me. Let's see here. How much? No, I just answered that question. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Can I do this if I only have an hour or two a day? This is something that is genuinely asked to me all the time in my DMs and stuff when I eventually get to them. I'm sorry if you DM me and I never answer you. It's because I have hundreds of messages in my DM. But can I do this if I only have an hour or two a day? Yes, you absolutely can do this if you have an hour or two a day. I started this with just an hour or two a day. Of course, I sort of had to give more and more time to it when I got busier and busier and busier. But starting out, 1 or 2 hours a day is literally, that's great. If you could do 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day, every single day, that's 5 hours a week. If you do it Monday through Friday, 7 hours a week, at least 14 hours if you're doing $2 a day. Yeah, you can accomplish a lot in those 2 hours, and those 2 hours will start adding more and more income, and eventually you'll be able to get out of your job. I mean, guys, like, this is the thing too. Like, I bring receipts. I do. I bring receipts, and I have no problem showing my receipts. I have done UGC videos for 2 videos for $4,000 for just 2 videos. I did for $4,000. I did a video last. Oh, I'm doing a video right now. It's a nightmare because of all the revisions, but 2 videos, just simple reaction videos, $800. $800 for just 2 videos, 60 seconds apiece. There is money to be made in this industry. You just have to put in your reps and be comfortable with getting uncomfortable. That's my TED Talk. A lot of people, they don't like to get uncomfortable, so they just do what they've done for years. And they know they shouldn't even be doing what they're doing, but they're so comfortable to them, they don't want to get uncomfortable, so they never move. And because of that, they just stay in the same deadbeat job, or I'm not going to say it's a deadbeat job, but they're saying that it's a prison to them. The trucking was a prison to me. I was in a 4x4 cell every single night driving down the road. I hated it. It paid my bills. It paid very well, but it was so boring. I was screaming to get out of that truck. So I had to get comfortable with getting uncomfortable. And what did that mean? That meant I had to learn skills that I didn't know. I had to learn how to record a video. Really bad, by the way, starting out. Really, really bad. I had to learn how to do lighting. Really, really bad starting out. Again, by the way, really bad. This lighting, this beautiful picture you see here, this is 6 years in the making. Go back to year 1. Really bad. I had to get comfortable with editing. Didn't know anything about editing. I'm pretty good at editing now. I had to get comfortable with losing sleep. You know what I mean? Like, for a short season, I had to be comfortable with getting uncomfortable. And I did. I did very good. That's the reason why I'm here where I am now. And I replaced my 6-figure trucking job with this. So if that's something you can do, and that's something you can get behind, starting out with just 1 or 2 hours a day, learning a new skill, getting creative, and just being able to have an outpost for something else other than your 9 to 5, let me know. Let's get you in the community and plugged in. You literally have to take a first step. And with that is my code. It is first step. It's literally first step. And you type that in at checkout, and you will get $200 off, and you will be able to be a part of this thing and get going on this thing and stuff. And I'll tell you guys, for people that are on my YouTube channel watching, it's literally in the description. Just go there and you'll see the link there to get at my stand store, and just click on the UFA. Now, I'm not at freaking 1,000 followers on TikTok yet, so I'm not able to do, unfortunately, I'm not able to do the link in bio. So it is what it is. But if you guys are interested in it and stuff like that, Freelance Big Sis is her name. You go to her profile, you see she has 87,000 followers. If you just go there and click on her link in bio, which is her stand store, you'll see the first thing. It looks like this. And I'm going to just turn my brightness down so you guys can see a little bit better. It looks like that, the purple and stuff that's there. Just click on that. You're going to get that stupid screen, but if you click on the 3 dots in the top right-hand corner and hit open in browser, it's going to take you to the website. And that's it. You can check out the community there. You can see Arbel. You can see all my beautiful face on her landing page, as well as one of her success students. You can see how she's been on New York Times Square billboard and stuff like that, because she has receipts backing it up, how she's been on the platform for 12 years, how her and her community has made. Last time we did it, it was over $2 million. I think we're probably over $3 million at this point, because this was done a while back. But if you could go through there and just check all these different things out, and how to create and how to do and everything else, and just to figure out if this is a community you would want to be a part of. And then if you click on this to get in the community button, that's it. And then if you see right there, it says enter a coupon code. If you type in first step and hit apply, you'll see it pop from $297 to $97. And that is why I'm live. And I'm going to be completely honest with everybody. I am about to get off here because I need to get off here because my wife has already texted me 3 times. 3 times. So I'm getting in trouble by hanging out for you guys. So if you want to get into that for $97 while I'm live, I highly, highly, highly recommend doing that. I'm going to go get some food here in a second. But it was a pleasure being able to get on here with you guys. I stayed a little bit longer than I typically do. I usually only hang out an hour. I hung out for an hour and 45 minutes for all of you beautiful people. So that was a lot of fun to do. If you guys do want to get in the community, that code will probably be added for like another 5 minutes. And 5 minutes when I hit this end live button, it's going to go away. And, you know, it is what it is. But in any case, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed all the free information and stuff I gave you guys. And we'll talk to you next time. Peace and love, all that good stuff. You too.